Hi everyone and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be making a page that took less than 10 minutes. It actually took about 8 minutes 40 to create. So I'm just starting out in my Use It Up journal. I've got this really grungy page which I didn't know what to do. So I've got some patterned rice paper that I've just torn out and I'm going to stick onto the page. Now this is patterned rice paper that I've actually created for Scrap FX, so I was pretty pleased. It's the first time I used it and I was really excited to use something that I created in my art journal. But any patterned paper, a patterned scrapbook paper or patterned rice paper would work really well. The reason I like using rice paper is the fact it is so thin. It glues down beautifully. You don't have to worry about things unsticking afterwards. It just sort of blends seamlessly into the background. So once I'd glued down my rice paper, now I'm just cutting out a collage image to use as a bit of a focal point. So this is one of the collage images, again from Scrap FX, and it's from Michelle Logan, who has made these beautiful, I think they're called graffiti peeps, or it might be funky folks. You can get them in black and white and rice paper. You can get the coloured versions in card, and they're just perfect to use on your pages because they're just really funky. It's got Michelle's beautiful line work on it, and they just are so easy. I've been sticking them in everything I've been doing recently. So I'm just using some glue to glue it down. Having to hold it there for a little bit because I'm getting to the very end of my Use It Up journal and it's getting a bit chunky around the binding. So I just had to bend it a bit further than I needed to. And because it is on cardboard, I just wanted to make sure that it was actually glued in nice and firmly before I did anything else. So I'm using the time while it's sort of adhering to go back in and trim off all the extra rice paper around my image. So once I glued my little person sort of peeping in through the forest, I then decided that it just needed something else on it, and I decided to use the bit that I chopped off the bottom and turn it into a hat. So nothing was wasted in the process of making this page. And so I just used the triangle bit to make it a little bit of a funky hat. The great thing about these collage people as well is they come with some really cool snarky little quotes on it. Well, some are snarky and some are quite nice. I think this is a quite nice one about being wild and free. But they just sort of work in perfectly with the images, and they've got a really unusual font as well, which I quite like. So I do like my typography. And how it looks. So again, I've just glued that down on the page, and the last thing I'm really doing is going in with some paint pens and adding some scribbly lines over the top and some line work. And one of the reasons I do this is because if you look at the work of Michelle Logan, she does amazing artwork, and these figures that she's obviously drawn have some of her beautiful pen work in it too. She does quite geometric linear work. It almost reminds me of technical drawing or technical drawing, or like drawing of plans and maps with her line work. It's very precise, but it just adds so much to the image and actually gives it a whole heap of detail and personality. And she does it quite often to stamped images and just completely changes the entire look of them just by putting a few pen strokes down. So don't be afraid, if you've got collage images and so on like this, to add your own flair to it, whether it be changing the color up or putting some more extra mark making over the top. It just makes all the difference in the end. So the quote is, "I was born to be wild and free." You can see those little pops of color with the paint pens, how the rice paper blends into that grungy background page that I used it on. And all in all, it was a really quick and simple page to put together. So you'll find all the links to the Scrap FX products in the description box below, and a link to the blog post as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.